Hello YouTube world, Mac Daddy 1911A1 here with the Shade Tree Survivalist. Backpack or carrying system selection, I suppose you would say. This video is not me trying to tell you what is correct or incorrect, okay? This video is to make you think. It's as simple as that. Some of it will be simple common sense stuff, some will be head scratchers. And the reason I say that is there is no right way or wrong way to do what it is you want to do unless you don't think about it, unless you don't consider what it is you're trying to do before you go out and buy the latest and greatest, most expensive, whatever the case may be. So I've got some questions here I'm going to ask. You don't have to answer me. Answer these questions for yourself. It's just simply designed to jog your brain cells, bang them around a little bit, so you choose what is right for you and what you intend to do with it. So here we go. Number one, what is your intended use for the items that you'll be hauling around? Okay, is it going to be survival related? Is it going to be just to get home? Is it going to be to bug out, possibly have to fight your way to or from or away from, or whatever the case may be, a position or whatever the case may be. Number two, by what means do you intend on hauling it? A vehicle, backpack with a frame or without, a duffel bag, whatever the case may be. Large backpack, small backpack, one of these that you can just got to carry and strap on it. The small one, the Maxpedition type packs that you can attach to your waist, but it only has one strap. Okay. Number three, are you physically able to carry the load that you have chosen as your survival load, or your get home load, or your combat load? Number four, have you ever considered an alternative mode of transporting the load, such as a bicycle? Now, I know a lot of you are going to laugh about that. Well, let me tell you something. The Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese Army transported all of their supplies either on bicycle, man pack, mule, or by truck down the Ho Chi Minh Trail. And once the main part of it got down to actual trail versus a road, it was either bicycle or man pack or on a pole between two men, whatever the case may be. So don't laugh about it. Depending on what part of the world you live in, maybe a sled is going to be easier. If you're living in the plains area, maybe a drag behind you. You know, you can pull a hell of a load with a couple of poles and the load slung between it, just dragging across relatively flat ground. Maybe it's a raft or a boat on a river. Maybe that's your intended mode of escape or egress or whatever the case may be. Maybe it's by animal. Like I've already stated, the VC used horses and mules. The U.S. military used horses and mules throughout World War II. During Korea, there's just some places vehicles will not go, such as climbing over mountains. Number five, will your system work in a life-threatening or a combat situation? So if it's a bug-out bag, okay, why would you be bugging out? Would it be just simply for disaster, possibly civil war, without rule of law scenarios such as Hurricane Katrina? Something to think about. Number six, can you ditch it quickly in an emergency? In other words, can you drop that backpack very quickly so that you can either A, run for it, or you can fight? Number seven, the materials that the pack or duffel or whatever is made of, will it freeze? Will it rot? Will it burn? That's a consideration. Remember, Mac Daddy 1911A1 hates freaking plastic, but sometimes you just cannot get away from it. Number eight, have you ever lived where it is you are going? In other words, if you've got a plan to bug out from one state to another or from one county to another, have you ever lived there? Do you know the location? Do you know the terrain? Any people there who could possibly help take care of you and your family, friends, whatever the case may be in a situation? Number 9, is the load solely designed to get you there? In other words, the load that you're going to be carrying, will it enable you to get there, but once you're there you expect someone else to take care of you? And if you do, what would happen if they're not there? Maybe they bugged out. Maybe they're all killed. Who knows? What is the probability that you would have to fight your way to your destination or fend off an enemy, such as highwaymen, gangs, so forth? Number 11, what if at your final destination there is no safe harbor, as I stated just a moment ago? No refuge, no support. It has been evacuated, destroyed, looted, etc. Can you still survive on what it is you intend to carry? Number 12, can you build alternative transportation with what tools you have in your kit if, due to natural disaster or man-made disaster, bridges, roads, streams, rivers are flooded, destroyed, mined, or controlled by the bad guys? Can you get around it still? And will you have enough supplies? Number 13, who is going with you? Number 14, can they hack it? Can they take it physically, mentally, whatever the case may be? Number 15, have you thought about the food, clothing, and shelter they will need? Number 16, have you established rally points, rendezvous points to meet them at if or when a shit hit the fan situation occurs? Or have you told them to shelter in place? That's something that you need to establish before a disaster or a civil war, whatever the case may be. Number 17, where are you going? We just simplify some of these questions. Number 2 on 17, why are you going there? Number 3, when would you leave? That's an important question to ask yourself. When would be the time to bug out? Why would you leave? Okay? That's a question you need to ask yourself. Why would you leave your home, your comfort zone? Okay? But you need to have it in mind. It's just like a situation where you may have to pull the trigger, drop the hammer on somebody if you're a concealed carry person, like I am. You need to make up your mind ahead of time. This here will trigger me drawing my handgun or my rifle and shooting this person. You know, whether it's the side of their firearm, a lethal threat, as far as them actually verbally threatening your life and having a knife or whatever the case may be. You need to have asked and answered these questions in your mind ahead of time, because once you've already got it in your mind, this is the action you'll take. It'll come as instinctive, and it won't be having to stand there and debate with yourself, because sometimes there's not enough time. Okay, you know this volcano may erupt any day. Are you going to wait till it does and then try to bug out? Bad idea. All right. Well, I live right on the coast, and it's a good possibility a tsunami will wash away my village. It's time to relocate. What do you or can you expect when you get where you're going? Number 6, how long will it take you? Driving, walking, boating, sledding, skiing, whatever. How long will it take you? The reason you need to know that and give some fudge factor, a couple of extra hours, a couple of extra days, whatever the case may be, in case there's a delay. Okay? If you've ever driven through Atlanta, okay, it'll take me 20 minutes to get around the perimeter, or 30 minutes to get around this side of the perimeter. And then there's an accident 4, 5, 6 hours later, or like when the snow hit, it was days later, you know, and all those people were stranded with nothing to eat, nothing to drink, no facilities, and they didn't have a backup plan. And they waited and waited for help, and that's not a good idea. All right, number 7, will it be safe, or will there be a high likelihood you will meet resistance? I've already covered that one, but it needs to be reiterated. If you think that there's a high likelihood that someone may attempt to rob you, someone may try to kill you and take your gear, then you need to be prepared to defend yourself, as well as make alternative routes that may not be easily seen by whomever. Will you have enough supplies? Just covered that. Number 9, if not, can you take from nature's bounty? Do you know how to kill, clean and cook animals? Do you know how to fish? Do you know how to, scale the fish, gut the fish, so forth? If not, it's time to learn now. Okay, you see the backpacks. I've got the small, this is a day pack, a salt pack. You'd carry extra water, maybe some rations and ammunition, pretty much. That's pretty much it. This little duffel bag here, this is like a get home bag. Say if an EMP struck, you work 30-40 miles from home, you have to walk home. This would have a couple of MREs in it, maybe some ammunition, your handgun. Then we've got the large pack. This is for long term. Okay, now you can't haul a lot of food in it if you have a lot of other stuff in it, but maybe you can have the tools and shelter and so forth on board that would allow you, if you have the skills, to go, to survive long term. So it's like I said, I'm not trying to tell you which type of pack or duffel bag or man pack, whatever, or even a belt load like on my Alice rig. Okay, I've got the fanny pack. That'll get me through 1, possibly 2 or 3 days, and that would be it. But it is, it's something to consider. What kind of pack really, well, that's not even the first question to ask. The first question to ask yourself is, what is it for? Okay, how long do you expect to be out? And then you can select the type of backpack, duffel bag, etc. that you need for the job. But anywho, short and sweet, Mac Daddy 1911A1, hope you got something from it. And I hope you can answer those questions for yourself and help design the load you will carry. And thank you very much for watching.